Are you holding off on buying a new Apple Watch? Well, you might want to hear this before you tap that buy button. Everyone is talking about the upcoming Apple Watch Series 12, but the latest leaks are painting a very surprising picture. If you were expecting a massive redesign or a futuristic new look, I have some news that might disappoint you. But wait, because there is one specific security feature leaked for the Series 12 that could change how you use your watch every single day. Today, we are diving deep into the 3 big leaks that reveal exactly what Apple is planning for the Series 12, when it's dropping, and how much it's going to cost you. We are only about 5 months away from the big Apple event where we expect to see the new iPhones and the latest watches. To understand where we are going, we have to look at where we've been. 2 years ago, the Series 10 was a huge deal. It was 10% slimmer and had much larger displays. Then, in 2025, the Series 11 brought us blood pressure sensors and 5G connectivity. It felt like Apple was on a roll. But now, the leaks for the Series 12 are starting to surface, and the biggest headline is about what isn't changing. If you are waiting for a brand new design, you are going to be waiting a long time. The latest rumors suggest we won't see a major design overhaul until 2028. That means the Series 12 will likely look identical to the Series 10 and Series 11. The screen sizes are staying the same, and the chassis isn't getting any thinner. It is a bit of a letdown for those who love the new toy feeling. Apple seems to be sticking to a 3-year or even 4-year cycle for their hardware shapes. This means the aesthetic you see on wrists today is exactly what you will see for the next several years. While some might find this boring, it actually helps the resale value of older watches. If the new one looks just like the old one, your current watch doesn't feel outdated quite as fast. However, for a tech giant like Apple, staying stagnant on design for so long is a risky move, especially with competitors constantly pushing the boundaries of what a wearable can look like. So, if the outside looks the same, what is actually happening on the inside? This brings us to the first major leak. Touch ID is finally coming to the Apple Watch. Rumor has it that Apple is integrating a fingerprint sensor right into the side button. Think about how useful this will be. Right now, if you want to pay for something with Apple Pay, you just double-tap the button. It's fast, but it's not the most secure. Anyone could theoretically tap your watch near a contactless machine while you're distracted. With Touch ID, you would have that extra layer of biometric security to authorize payments instantly. But it's not just for shopping. Imagine you are using a base model MacBook or a Mac Mini that doesn't have a fingerprint scanner on the keyboard. You could actually use the Touch ID on your wrist to unlock your computer or authorize passwords. It's a small hardware change that adds a massive amount of convenience. Think about how many times a day you type in a passcode or a password. If you can just rest your finger on your watch button to bypass all of that, it saves seconds that add up over a lifetime. This is the kind of ecosystem feature that makes Apple products so hard to leave. The second big leak involves the brains of the operation, the S11 chip. Now, nobody expects an Apple Watch to have the power of a gaming laptop. That's not the point. The real goal here is efficiency. The S11 chip is expected to be much better at managing power. When you combine this efficient chip with a slightly reorganized internal layout, there is a real chance Apple will squeeze in a bigger battery. We aren't talking about Garmin-level battery life that lasts for weeks, but we could see an extra hour or 2 of usage per day. In the world of smartwatches, every minute counts, especially if you use sleep tracking or high-intensity workout apps. Think about your daily routine. Many Apple Watch users find themselves charging their device every single evening or every morning while they shower. If the Series 12 can reliably get you through 2 full days without a sweat, it changes the game. Better efficiency also means the watch stays cooler during heavy workouts or when using GPS. Heat is the enemy of battery health, so a cooler running chip means your watch battery will likely last for more years before it needs to be replaced. This under-the-hood improvement might not be sexy, but it's arguably the most important update for the average user. Now, let's talk about the logistics. When can you actually buy this thing? Apple is a creature of habit. They have launched their watches in September for over a decade, and 2026 won't be any different. We expect the official announcement in early to mid-September, likely on a Tuesday or Wednesday. You'll likely be able to pre-order it that Friday, and it should be on your wrist about 10 days later. As for the price, there is good news. Because this isn't a ground-up redesign, Apple has no real reason to hike the price. Expect the pricing structure to stay exactly where it is now for both the small and large sizes, as well as the cellular models. This pricing strategy is smart. If Apple increased the price for a watch that looks exactly like the last two models, there would be a massive outcry from fans. By keeping the price stable, they make the Series 12 an easy default choice for anyone whose current watch is finally dying. It's a safe play. They aren't trying to reinvent the wheel, they are just making the wheel spin a little bit smoother. Storage options are also expected to remain the same, likely starting at 64 GB, which is more than enough for most people's music playlists and apps. In my honest opinion, the Apple Watch Series 12 looks like a refinement year rather than a revolution year. If you are currently rocking a Series 10 or 11, the Touch ID is cool, but it might not be enough to make you rush to the Apple Store. You might find more value in waiting for that rumored 2028 redesign. However, if you are still using an older Series 7, 8, or an original SE, the jump to the S11 chip, the larger screen from the Series 10 era, and the added security features will feel like a massive upgrade. The speed difference alone when opening apps or using Siri will be night and day. It's a solid, reliable piece of tech, even if it isn't flashy. If you really want to see the big changes this year, you might want to look at the Apple Watch Ultra 4 instead. The leaks suggest that Apple is focusing their real innovation on the Ultra line this year, possibly with new materials or even better screen technology. But for the everyday user who wants a watch that fits under a shirt sleeve and works perfectly with their iPhone, the Series 12 is shaping up to be the most polished version of the classic design we've ever seen. It's about perfection over experimentation. So, should you wait? If your current watch is broken or the battery doesn't last until lunchtime, then yes, wait for the Series 12 in September. The Touch ID and the S11 chip are worth the few months of waiting. But if you were hoping for a watch that looks like a piece of jewelry from the year 2030, you might want to keep your expectations in check. Apple is playing it safe this year, focusing on security and battery life rather than aesthetics. And honestly, for most people, a watch that lasts longer and keeps their data safer is much better than a watch that just looks different. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video with your friends, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a tech update. I want to hear from you. What technology gear are you hoping to get in 2026? Is it this new watch, a new iPhone, or maybe something completely different like a Nintendo Switch 2? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one.